What's up, y'all? TCG here, and we're not back with a video. We actually got an announcement to make. So by the time of this recording, I'm either very close or I'm actually at 200 subscribers on YouTube, and I just feel so proud at how far I've made it in this content creation thing. I've been making content, or at least making videos and streaming and stuff like that, for about a year now, and my videos are really picking up, and I just have nothing else to say but thank you to everyone who's watching the videos, liking the videos, sharing them, commenting, everything. Just your support means everything to me. I'm just doing this as really like a hobby, just because I love the game so much. I love yapping about it, and it just feels good to like see other people just like to nerd out and yap about the game with me and like enjoy the game with me. So it's really one of the best feelings in the world. And to celebrate it, I'm announcing that I'm giving away a box of OP10 to one viewer. I know don't call me a cheapskate or whatever, but it's just I've been thinking about doing a giveaway for a long time to like celebrate something, and I think this is the best way to see fit. Anyway, yeah, whatever, like and comment on the video. Let me know if you guys love One Piece, what you guys think about the video you're about to see, and let people know that this giveaway is going on. See ya. What's up, y'all? TCG here, back with another video, and today I got for you some OP10 Sugar gameplay. She's one of my not favorite, but she's another pet deck leader that I like her ability, I like her kit, I like the tools that they gave us to work with for her this set, and a lot of her cards are like splashed into other engines, but playing them in-house doesn't feel that bad at all. And you could definitely take some games off of a few opponents, even like take this deck pretty competitively seriously, just because of post-ban there's less black decks around to mess with you, and being able to ramp into large bodies this format is, I think, really strong. Let's just get into the card by card, go over some reasons to why they're good here. Jimmy Rayleigh's pretty much like a red staple, helps you remove something, nerf the other thing so you can swing into it. It's a big body that we can play after ramping twice. Shanks, more the same, one of the best big bodies in the game in red. Nerfs all our opponents' board, so it pretty much just kills aggro and wide strategies when we get there, and we're a defensive ramp deck, so we usually do get there. It's just finding this card. Roger, it's just for ending games through those blockers, and then we're gonna see later that this card, if it just sticks, it's a 10-13. In One Piece, big bodies are usually sticking unless your opponent has like some form of hard removal. Viola, blocker, on KO down -1 if your leader is a Don Quixote pirate. Add up to one purple card, one purple event from your trash to your hand. Really good at recycling your Hell's Judgments, Gatlings, Search Event, and Blast Breath. Sugar, this is a tap searcher. We all know what tap searchers do. You rest her, rest the Don, look for top 5 for Don Quixote pirate. Goyla, on opponent's attack, rest 2 Don, rest one of your opponent's characters with a 4 cost or lower. She's a 2K, she's searchable. The effect can come up if you just leave her, but I think she's more headed towards green purple Dofi. Anyway, searchable and 2K. Senior Pink, on play, Don -1. Add a purple event with a cost of 5 or less from your trash to your hand, and then you set one Don as active. This card doesn't ramp you a Don, by the way, it just sets one as active, so you don't go +1, you go neutral. So you'll stay on curve for this guy. Actually, no, you don't even stay on curve. He puts you behind a Don. My fault. Yeah, he puts you behind a Don. But this can help in like later turns when you're on like 10 Don, so that you can like make use of your leader ability to ramp one again. Dofutaro, 8 cost Doflamingo, on play Don -1, play a 5 cost or lower Don Quixote pirate. Once per turn, when your opponent once per turn during your opponent's turn, you just rest the Don and then ramp one Don as active. I thought this was on attack, but it's just like if they take in a random action during their turn. I feel like this should be on attack, I'm not sure. Rosinante, best card in the deck. Well, arguably the best card in the deck. On play, trash an event card from your hand, any event, so red or purple, draw 2 cards. So this hand filters, and then end of turn, if you have 7 or more Don, set up to 2 of them as active. Crazy card for the deck. Insane card in like a lot of purple decks. Next we have 3 cost Baby 5. She's a 2K. On play, discard a card from your hand, ramp one Don as active. Oh, if your leader is a Don Quixote pirate types. Next we have Igloo. I'm not pronouncing this word, I'm sorry. Counter events, give your leader a character plus 3K, and then give one of your opponent's leaders or characters minus 2K for the turn. It's a Don Quixote pirate, so it's searchable off of our search event and our sugar. But you cannot get it from Senior Pink or Viola. So yeah, once this card is in the trash, it's kind of just there. Next we have Hell's Judgment, Don -1. Give up to 2 of your opponent's leader or characters 3000 power for this turn. This helps against like wide strategies and mid-range strategies. It shuts down 2 attacks for the turn. Really good card. Only problem in this deck, it isn't searchable from the deck, so you kind of have to hard draw into it, Rosinante, or just draw it. 0 cost event. It just helps pitching some of these bricks if you don't have Don active, if you didn't plan out your turn, or if your Rosinante didn't stick. It also can help you ramp 2 in early turns if you don't want to use like a blast breath or you don't see search event. Really good card. Then we have this 1 cost searcher spell. You can main or counter. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck for a Don Quixote pirate. Accept itself, and then you bot deck the rest. So it's a searcher, main, counter. Really good card, helps you ramp with your leader ability. Blast breath. It's like Rad Beam in this deck, but you don't have to be at 2 or less life. And it also keeps you Don neutral with your leader ability. You kind of don't want to do this in the early game, but in the late game, this card's really strong. If I wanted to have like one note about this deck, substitutions I would make, I would really love to put in, where is it? Some copies of Noro Beam Sword or Slow Beam in English. I think this card is really strong in this deck. It does similar things to Hell's Judgment, in which it kind of just shuts down 2 attacks, because Don -1, you give a character or a leader plus 2k power for the battle, and then you rest one of your opponent's characters. Aside from just like stopping attacks, this can also heavily punish your opponent, you know, if they have a blocker on board or if they play a blocker before attacking. Meaning you can rest your opponent's blocker and kill them on the crackback, or you can rest one of your opponent's key units, you know, while they're setting up their turn. So if you guys can find a space to put this card in, maybe it goes in over Hell's Judgment and the Goyla. If you notice, this deck only has 6 2Ks because we run a lot of counter events. So that would be like the justification behind, you know, running this card. Maybe drop a Rayleigh, drop Goyla, fit in Slow Beam, maybe drop a Rad Beam or a Blast Breath as well. But that's pretty much it for the deck list, guys. Remember that I got this giveaway going on. We're about to hit 200 subs, so like a week after or whatever we get 200 subs, I'm gonna choose a comment from one of my videos, and you know, whoever that is, they get the OP10 box. So, you know, remember to like, comment, subscribe, tell me what you think about Sugar and anything else about the One Piece card game you want to share with me, you know, just to win that box. All right, y'all, enjoy the video. All right, so first game I got for you guys is gonna be Sugar against Buggy. We didn't like that opening hand, so we were looking for our search event, and then, you know, some Rosinante, something we could play on curve. We decided to go first because we want to be able to ramp with our ability so we can get to 10 before our opponent and then start dropping our bombs. Gonna pass. Yeah, swing 7, leave 1 up for the ramp/search. This is a pretty good hand too. Like, you always want hands that have like events and characters that you can continuously, you know, like it's just a lot of synergy. So my opponent just did like the best putting on earth, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, me not hitting any events, I'm crashing out. My opponent just did the best putting on earth. But we have an event in hand still. I forgot that like putting is all, not putting, Sugar is all events and not just 1 cost. So we just like use putting on a 2k here. I know it's like super wasteful, but we want the ramp. We're going to go to 5 anyway. Yeah, I think it's Senior Pink, get the 0 cost back, play Sugar, not play Sugar. Senior Pink, get the 0 cost back, untap a Don, swing 7. And then because of Sugar's leader ability, because I have a Don Quixote pirate with 6k or more attack, I'll be able to untap 1 Don at the end of my turn. And my opponent gives me 2-2Ks. Pass. Untap the Dawn. I don't want a 0 again. I also don't want a Blast Breath because the second part of my leader ability has me ramp it down whenever I use an event. I don't want to go back on my curve. But I also don't want to pitch 2 cards. So I think I'll just like take this first hit and just pray I get like a usable event that doesn't Dawn minus me. All right. I want to take this here just to see if I get an event that doesn't Dawn minus me so that I can ramp and hopefully play something. Best thing out of life would be search event, but we ended up like going neutral and Dawn to protect when we should have just taken. Especially with like so much life too. Yeah, and then my opponent just doesn't swing. Forgive like the horrible gameplay. I don't have much practice with this leader, but we're good at the game anyway. We draw into 2 events. We're going to untap like 3 Dawn with this Rosie anyway. So we're just like counting. I think it's like 6, 7. Untap some Dawn and then be Bing chilling. Rosinante is such a good card. Yeah, we're going to use him on tap 2, leader on tap 1. Yeah, we're going to search event, Rampadon. Hopefully we get the igloo event. Or we should search event. There we go. And once again, we're just that good of a player. We get igloo plus 3K minus 2K. I think it's also an argument to like minus 2K to lead in case they stack all their Dawn and go into the Senior Pink. But it's also like Senior Pink isn't a super important card. He's done what he's needed to do. So we just get out that attack. And then he just plays Mr. 1. Honestly, we'll take a 5K swing to face because we have 4 life still. And look, and like I said, we're good at this game, so we just get the rally from life. Yep, KO that. We're hesitating to trade into the Alvita because it has an effect on KO to summon a 5-cost or lower cross-skilled card. Oh no, it's not even cross-skilled. 5-cost or lower character card if your leader has cross-skilled. So that's like the way that they leader locked it, but it plays any character. That's kind of insane. So I think we're just gonna leave it go. The reason why we do that is because we just want to pressure our opponent here, and they already can like do Buggy next turn because whatever I kill that is gonna replace it with something. Also, my opponent's also great at this game too. They hit peel off a life, I think 2 lives in a row. Oh, never mind. And they just scooped. I guess they just didn't have enough counter or something. No, they had enough counter, but they probably weren't just getting through my like wall of stuff. So we take those. I think that's a good sugar showing minus like a little bit of the early game. Anyway, let's go into the next game. All right, this game is up against a Bonney. They decided to go first. This hand looks okay. We have Rosie, Pink, and the Searcher. I don't see why we don't keep this. Yeah, we keep this. And just pass. Opponent searches with Bonney. You're gonna draw another Bonney Searcher. 5. Search. We can't take search, so we have to take igloo. Gain an active Dawn. I don't think we need the igloo here. Probably just take this. Yeah, and now we have our Dofi. So next turn, she's gonna play Rosie, trash the Blast Breath, get some cards. Yeah, swing 5 first before we play Rosie so it can't get swung into on the crackback. And then our leader ability will kick in. Oh, and Rosie because... No, Rosie doesn't kick in. We're not at 7 Dawn. I'm capping. Leader ability will kick in. We have it done. I don't really want to Blast Breath. We might 0 cost here. Yeah, 0 cost the senior pink here. So that we're ramping again. The thing about Sugar, she plays pretty much like pudding as well, yellow purple pudding, where if your opponent doesn't attack you, they can deny your ramp, but then they're also just like not swinging at you, right? And I know it also seems like we're over countering, but senior pink will just get the cards back anyway. It's just very important for us to ramp and get to our big bodies before our opponent can appropriately deal with them, you know? So yeah, Dofi Taro. Oh yeah, swing 6 first. Man, I don't play against a lot of Bonnies, man. But it's a good thing we remember to do the correct plays in game instead of post recordings and my commentaries like I usually do. Yeah, Dofi Taro. Play out another Rosie. Oh, so we can untap 5. Got you. Yeah. Plus, if he gets rid of this Rosie, we have another one, so it makes sense. Also, like having a 10 drop in our hand will force our opponents to shanks the turn after. So it only just gets better from here. And if we're forcing our opponent to play shanks, then they're not dealing with the other 2 units on board. But let's just see how they navigate this turn. So my opponent ended up doing Carrot Rosinante, freezing my Rosinante. We can use Dofi to ramp, rest 1. Give the 1K. You can make the argument to igloo this. You can make the argument to just igloo this and then minus the smoker, but we're gonna give a card anyway off the 1K. Like it's the same thing, but in a different order. Yeah, sometimes I feel like this leader should just be on like guard points or just simple counter cards. Unfortunately, I don't think there are any purple counter events that don't Dawn minus. If I find some, I might talk about them like in the deck profile section. But we'll see. Yeah, so we swing 9 at the smoker, get some cards, have them tap our Rosinante. And we're also gonna like jam Roger, depending on what they do. Okay, so they gave me 0 cost, pitching a Hody Jones. I'm gonna jam this Roger, swing into the smoker. Give me their blocker, and we'll just hit them for 5 because they're low on cards, but we also want to chip them down. And we're untapping 5 Dawn anyway, so it doesn't really matter what my opponent's doing now. Like I want them to shanks here. So once again, like I still have like a board. However, like in hindsight, I kind of don't want them to shanks because it's such an easy answer to my Roger. Like I don't know what I was thinking here, but I don't want my opponent to shanks it. That would be so bad for me, especially since they developed that 11K body, and if they follow it up with like other good top end, it's just a bad time. But thankfully, my opponent plays a Zoro. I mean, with me at 3 life, I guess. I don't know. But I'm just so ahead on board that, like, it feels weird that they would Zoro here. So you're going to attack into a Rosie, freeze a Rosie. We don't have to use Dofi ability here. But we don't have any events that Dawn minus. We'll grab a 2K. Play search event, grab a 2K. So yeah, we just give the 2K that we searched. And then whatever they swing into now with Smoker, we're just going to Igloo. And then deny their leader swing. All right. So I think we start off this turn with like our swings and then do like the rest of our plays after. But starting off with Searcher also isn't bad here. We'll grab a blocker. I think we should grab a blocker because like Dofi, our board's already stacked. We just need more defensive options. I want to clear the Smoker because I don't like it pressuring my life. However, I'm thinking of like what's the like play, you know? Because I have 8 Dawn, right? I know I'm playing the Viola, but I can also play Senior Pink, grab an event, then play Viola over the Senior Pink. Because once again, our board is full. We're already pressuring our opponent, so we need just resources in hand. Another line here is to play the second Sugar Searcher, look for an event like Igloo, or the search event anyway so we can find an Igloo, and then play the Viola blocker over that, and then use the remainder of that down to swing. But we want to swing before we play the blocker. So I guess we're going with like the least committal play, which is swinging first into the Smoker, so that we have Dawn to do like whatever the rest of our turn is. Because if we attach Dawn, then we're committing to the double Searcher play, right? I still think the double Searcher play is better than Senior Pink Viola, but I could be wrong. One of the reasons why I say that is because the best Senior Pink can grab is he only grabs purple events, so the best thing he can grab is a Blast Breath and not a Hell's Judgment, because we don't have any Hell's Judgments in trash. Yeah, so my opponent gave me all of the cards in their hand for that. That makes me want to just commit to double Searcher, because then we can just use the rest of our Dawn to threaten the Smoker and even possibly the Carrot. So we're going to search, no Don Quixote event. We'll just grab a 2K. Or we can grab a blocker because we can go double blocker even. But then we will be replacing like a Rosinante, so we can't go double blocker. So that's actually a misplay. We just grabbed the 2K there instead. So we have 3 Dawn to play with. The greedy play is to swing 7. I'm sorry, it's to swing 8 into the smoker, praying they don't have a 2K. And swing 6 into the carrot. And then if they have the 1K for the carrot, they have it. But they just gave me their whole hand for the smoker. Yeah. And then do they have the 1K? No 1K. Yep. So now we just play our blocker. And then the Viola blocker, she's like Miss All Sunday from like OP03 or like some early. She's like Dawn -1 on KO. Grab a purple event from trash. Yeah. But she's leader locked to Don Quixote Pirate. So if your leader is Don Quixote Pirate, grab a purple event from trash. But she can grab Blast Breath, Hell's Judgment. I'm just double checking. She can also grab 0 cost. So my opponent searches, playing as the searcher. And then they grab a Cavendish. So we know they have 1K counter in hand. Okay, my opponent swings 7. We're just gonna block to get that event. And then my opponent's going for Zoro lines here. So 10, we'll use Dofi, ramp 1, take, it's a senior pink. Swing 10, I will take. You got a searcher event, that's plus. Ideally we would, oh yeah, we take this snow globe. Ideally we would play Blast Breath first so that we can return a Dawn, gain a Dawn. Okay, we drew Rayleigh. Our opponent has 2 cards in hand, GG. We know it's one of them's a 1K. So we can just kind of map them out. We're gonna swing 7, see if they have the 2K. They probably don't because they let their cards go. So we assume that it's a brick. So swing 7. It wasn't a brick, it was a 2K all along. They just didn't protect it for some reason. All right, swing 5 because we know they have counter, and it's just perfect math here. Swing 7. 9. And then like 22. And then GG's, shake my hand. All right.